playing on a mid-level exception contract, but performing like the undisputed alpha. Mavs fans are getting used to this greatness. Once Marshall gets into the lane for a floater, the faithful know that bucket is automatic. So who exactly is this guy, Marshall? He is just your typical undrafted underdog. Marshall's parents always held him to the highest standards. His father is a man of deep faith, naming his boy Naji, which translates to a strong warrior in Arabic. The intent behind it was crystal clear. He wanted his son to grow into a resilient and tough fighter. As for why he chose that name, it is because his father was a pro boxer. But knowing the physical toll of the ring, he did not want Naji following in his footsteps. So back in the day, his father told him, "You can pursue anything you want, except for boxing." Marshall took those words to heart. No boxing matches for him. But nobody said he could not show that grit on the court. Remember last year, that high-intensity confrontation with Nurkic? It is clear as day. Marshall definitely inherited that athletic gene. Even as a kid, you could see it. Whether it was soccer or basketball, he was a natural standout, especially on the hardwood. The cream of the crop among his 6 siblings. Despite his obvious talent, before his high school years, he was just another good player in the mix. Looking back then, his frame and athleticism were not elite yet, and his game was far from flashy. In a country overflowing with 5-star recruits, it was an uphill battle to get noticed. The odds were stacked against him. Consequently, the spotlight stayed away from him. So Marshall played a very quiet game back then. With no one hyping him up or calling him special, he figured he was just an average ball player, though he eventually saw a massive growth spurt, putting up a late-blooming 17-9-4 stat line. He still felt like an outsider in the basketball world. His style was built on fundamentals and grit, which made him look unremarkable. To those high-level college scouts, combined with some struggles in the classroom, 0 major D1 offers came across his desk. Left with no other options, Marshall had to take the prep school route, essentially starting his journey in the JUCO ranks. Without the hype of big-time college basketball, no elite coaching staff at his side, no structured pro-style systems, and certainly no state-of-the-art facilities. But Marshall treated this place like his personal laboratory for greatness. In his first year on the grind, the team suited up for the state junior college tournament. Leveraging his raw physical tools and solid basics, he quickly became the centerpiece of the wing rotation. But his debut on that stage was a humbling reality check. The opposition played with seamless chemistry, while his squad was mostly raw talent, lacking real basketball IQ. Opening night, turnovers absolutely buried them, falling behind by double digits. The critics in the stands started chirping, saying he was just empty talent, unable to elevate a ragtag group. Others told him, "That is just how JUCO ball goes, so do not take it too seriously." But Marshall refused to back down. He understood that hoops is never a solo mission. To secure a win, you have to build a brotherhood. So then, he stepped up as the unofficial coach. Before every practice, he was locked in watching game film, mapping out essential team concepts, then breaking them down for his guys. During those runs, he drilled the give and go, the pick and roll, even the simplest off-ball movement, repetition until it was perfect, until every play was second nature. Between games, he was leading the film sessions, calling out everyone on their mistakes, and taking full blame for his own lapses. Bit by bit, he turned a loose group into a real contender. He finished that year averaging 20 and 11, stacking up scholarship offers from top D1 programs, ultimately choosing to hoop at Xavier, putting in 3 years of work there, starting with nearly 8 points per game and 4 boards as a freshman, carving out his spot in the rotation. By sophomore year, he went all in on his conditioning and jumper, watching his score jump to nearly 15 a night, adding 7 rebounds and over 3 assists. As a junior, this versatile wing player was trusted to be the primary playmaker. Embracing that opportunity, Marshall mastered his new role instantly. Steady with 17 points a game, while facilitating 4 assists every night. That production finally gave him the confidence, quickly locking him down with a multi-year deal and declare for the NBA draft. But for Marshall at that time, despite the year-over-year growth, his scouting flaws were glaring, inconsistent from beyond the arc, lacking elite-level handles, and average lateral quickness on D. Essentially, he was a do-it-all player who had no single elite skill, and also, entering the league at 22, scouts labeled him a finished product without upside. Ultimately, in the eyes of the front offices, a jack of all trades like Marshall went completely uncalled in the 2020 draft. The Pelicans decided to take a flyer on him, betting that if he could find his three-point stroke, he would become an elite utility player. He started on a two-way deal. After that first run, management saw the real value, quickly locking him down with a multi-year deal. During those 4 years in New Orleans, Marshall lived up to every bit of the expectations the Pelicans had, building his reputation on D, developing a reliable shot, and improving his finishing around the rim. He found his lane perfectly, transforming into a high-level enforcer. In his 4 seasons there, he became the ultimate Swiss Army knife. So during the last off-season, when Dallas announced his signing, a few fans were still skeptical, wondering if he was worth letting DJJ walk. Looking at it now, Jones might have been a solid role player, but Marshall brings so much more to the table. For instance, when things get stagnant, he can step up and carry the offensive load. Over this recent 6-game stretch, Marshall is putting up 22 a night. The way he is playing, he looks more like the franchise cornerstone than a role player.